It is Monday, September 21st, and I'm going to show you what you're doing today. So first thing I want you to do is check out a new tool. You go there by going bit.ly/ISO-draw, D-R-A-W, okay? bit.ly/ISO-draw. And that takes you to this isometric drawing tool, okay? And so on this isometric drawing tool, we're going to use little cubes. So you click this little link up here, and you can place these little cubes on this working area. Okay, you can't go too far out. All right. And I want you to come up with your own kind of unique shape, right? Something of your own, maybe like that. Okay. Or, add another thing. Okay, but make sure there's at least a couple levels, and make sure that there's some complexity to it. Okay, I don't want you just putting one block or two blocks or three blocks or whatever. Make sure there's a little bit of complexity to it. So that simple, really. You can play around with this tool. There's other things you can do with it, but once you kind of got your blocks there, I want you to click Inspect, and then you can drag it around. Okay, reset view. I want you to look at the 2D view and notice the top front right views here. And then it has something called a matte view. But we're going to focus on the top front and right views. Then I want you to go over to Tinkercad and create a new design. So on Tinkercad, when you're creating your new design, the first thing to do in Tinkercad is always good to edit your grid so that it looks like what you want to work with. We'll use inches. And then I like to use the MakerBot Replicator Mini Plus because it's a nice small work plane that is easy to work with. And for me to get a sense of scale, it's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 inches by like 3.5 or 4 inches. And I don't know if I can draw or if I can do my object that I made, but I'm going to attempt to go ahead and do this exact same object in Tinkercad. So I know I have like these 3 blocks, and I'll make these 1 inch by 1 inch, 3, and then 1 on top, 1 there, and then 2 there. Okay, so I'll just grab a block, and I'm going to line it up with the grid to make it easier, and then I'm going to use the top-down view for right now, and make sure you change it to flat view. That's right here. Switch to flat view. And I know it's 3 inches like that. So I'm actually just going to stretch that block. Now I'm going to constantly be switching over to my isometric view right here. And then actually I want to use the 2D view. So I'm going to look at the 2D view. And so I see my top, it has 3. And then there's 2 right here. And there's 1 over there. So when I come back over to this, I know I have something like 2 like that, and then I think it was 1 right here. So now I'll go back to my isometric view. I'm just going to switch back and forth to kind of look at it. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then 1. Okay, so my top-down view looks correct. My top-down view looks correct right now. So I'll go ahead and group them. And then I'll go back to this view here and just make sure the top, yep, the top looks right. It looks correct. So now the front view, I know I've got 1 up in the middle right here. So I'll go back to my 3D. I'm just going to kind of go at an angle right now and just put this block right here. What if I put it right here? And I'll raise it up 1 inch. And then select. Okay. Now I'll click to my front view, and my front view just looks like this, 1, 2, 3 across, and then 1, 2 in the middle. I'll come over here. It looks just like my front view. So it actually looks just like my front view now. But if I look at the right view, let's see if the right view matches. So I'll go over here. Right view does not match. So I could see that little block, the second level block, is over there a couple inches. So I'll come back here and I'll just move it. I'll move it over, say like right there. And that's exactly the way it should look. So I used the top view. Here, let me go home and click top. I used the top view, the front view, and the right view, and I was able to get this object to look exactly three-dimensionally the same as the object that I made in the isometric drawing tool. There it is. Okay. So this is really, it's just going to be for you to kind of challenge yourself to make sure that you're able to look at a top, front, and right view and make it in Tinkercad. Okay. There, could be a test where I basically give you a top, front, and right view, and I say, make it in Tinkercad. And then boom, I need you to show me that exact object in Tinkercad in a 3D render. That's pretty much it. That's what we're doing. Notice there's different ways that you could accomplish this. You could just put a box down, right? You could put another box down. You could put another box down. Or you could do what I did, where I actually clicked and I dragged and it changed the size of the box. Right? So like I just changed it and went, oh, I want that to be 3 inches. And I did it just like that. Okay. So there's all different ways you can do this. I could actually make this exact same object by cutting out the stuff that I don't need, right? So I could make it 3 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch or by 2 inches, right? This whole block right here, it actually needs to be a little bit wider like that. This whole block right here, I could cut out the parts of it I don't want. And I can do that by using this little block right here. But this gets a little bit trickier, okay? So there are times when you actually have to do it this way. So I could raise it up like that. Here, I'll get rid of this guy. Raise it up like that, move it over. I know I need to cut that out. Okay, go back to the top view, move it around. Right, so I know that the whole top level needs to get removed except for that one part. So I do something like this. Put that there. Raise it up. Go back to the top view. Extend like that. I know I need to I'll copy that, move it over like this. So, I mean, this is could probably not the best way to do this example that I'm giving, this example shape. But see, like that, still not quite right. I still need to extend this by 1 inch. There we go. Now, if I select everything and I group it together, there it goes. I've got, I'm starting to get to the shape that I want. Let's go back to the isometric. Look at the top view. I need to cut out 2 there, 1 there, and then like 3 there. Right, so then I would go like right here. Something like that, right? And then grab this guy, put it here, right? I think it was what, 2 here? Or is it all 3? No, it's not all 3. Let's go back to the isometric. Oh, it's just 1. So it's actually just 1 like this, 1 little block there. And then I think it was 2 here, right? 1, 2, like that, right? And then I can group them together, and then there we go. I have the exact same shape. I just cut out the parts of the block that I didn't want. Kind of like if I was a stone worker and I was taking a stone, I was chiseling it out like an artist, chiseling away the stuff that I don't need. That's a way to do it. All right, guys. So to review, you're going to go to bit.ly, bit.ly/iso-draw. There'll probably be other places you can find that link. It'll take you to this tool right here. You're going to create your own complex shape or object. Just use the little blocks. Okay. I would say make them all connected in some way. Could do something like that. Maybe like that. I would say use about 6 or 7 blocks, okay? 6 or 7 blocks. And then click the Inspect tab, go to the 2D view, and use the 2D view to see if you can use the 2D view in along with Tinkercad to create your object in Tinkercad. Okay. Remember, using these views right here on flat view, because if you're not in flat view, you're going to have this weird perspective. It's trying to show you what it would look like to your eye. But if you do flat view, it just shows it, boom, with the exact dimensions. And you get to see everything the way it's supposed to appear, or the way that it actually is. Everything is relative. All the dimensions are correct. Like that. Looking at your different views to make sure that you have the correct. If the object is turned around, like it's, you can turn it like this if you need to, if it doesn't turn out the way that you want it. But basically, I just want to make sure that we have the correct object. If the top view, front view, right view, if the top view in the isometric sketch is your right view or front view in Tinkercad, that's okay. All right, but this is a really good exercise. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll be here to help you out if you have any questions. All right, thanks so much.